I grew up in a very Christian-based family, very religious. Was in church every Sunday morning, every Sunday evening. I always had questions. A lot of things didn't make sense to me in Christianity. And when I started researching with Islam and started reading about the history of the religion, a lot of things started to click. I don't believe that we can worship Jesus, God, and then the Holy Spirit. So the way we always say Father, Son, Holy Spirit, that's three people in my mind. That was my confusion. So what also made me feel in my heart, in my head a lot of things made sense, but in my heart, what really, I don't know, just clicked for me, I guess. I had a rough year of a lot of, personal things, and it was amazing how just calm, better, at peace I felt just by, connecting. It was something that I felt very strongly about, and I felt better every day that I continued changing things slowly. It's a lonely experience, but I think every time I continued to distance myself, and the more alone I felt, the better I felt, which is bizarre. But I didn't feel like I was alone, if that makes sense. The reason I became interested and intrigued with Islam was I actually was at a work lunch and was presenting a lunch to a physician who was not eating. He was not eating, he was not drinking. He actually was practicing Ramadan, and I didn't know at the time what that was. I didn't know anything about it. But what hit me was the fact that he told us no drinking, water, nothing. He didn't even chew a piece of gum all day, and that was the sacrifice that he had made for a full month. I stopped watching certain TV shows, little things. They know me, they noticed certain things were different. I started dressing differently, and they started asking questions. I didn't go to church on Christmas Eve was the big one. I didn't celebrate Easter and distanced myself. And they asked why. They knew I was researching, they knew I was intrigued, I was interested, but we had to sit down one-on-one or two-on-one, face-to-face with them. And I don't think that my mom or my dad necessarily disagreed with me at any point during that conversation. I think I made some very valid points that they are now researching and looking into, because every time we talk, I've given my mom books. I've had them mailed to her house to read. And I know she's reading and researching. The sacrifices that I'm making are not only for me, but they're for God. And I'm sacrificing myself. I'm submitting myself. And at the end, it's just me and him. And the feeling and understanding of that, I like any doubt I had, any fear of losing my friends or my family not talking to me, remembering that and knowing that any sacrifice was for the end and for him and for that relationship. Sorry. It's emotional. There's not a lot of things in life that give you an opportunity to start over, I guess, or better yourself and be forgiven in the way that God forgives you. But knowing what I've been through to get to this point, it makes me that much more motivated and positive and just Sure, when everything is gone, there's only God to answer to, and none of this other stuff matters. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. I bear witness. There is no God but Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger